tane menüsü
Dur,
var.
şimdi bakacağım.
Yani
Tamam.
dünya
Tamam.
fikri.
Bunlar bu amca arkadaki diğer genç başkan dedi ki akşam yemeği dışarıda yiyelim, bir akşam gezelim, tozalım. Uçhisar'da gezsin, tozsunlar mı? Tozsunlar.
Kaça kadar?
Bilmiyorum. 7'ye kadar. Daha sonra geç kalan akşam yemeğini 5'te alacaklar, 7'de bitecek. Daha çok gezmek isterlerse ne yaparlar? Taksiye biner gelirler. Ama biz onları götürürüz çünkü yarın 9.30'da çıkacağız otelden. Havaalanı.
Ortahisar'da geçsinler. Orası bir şey.
Ortahisar'da da gezerler de.
Aynen.
Akşam yemeğini Montana'ya gidiyoruz ama.
Tamam.
Yani öğle yemeği şimdi yok. Hafif ıvır zıvır yiyeceğiz. Saat 5'te akşam yemeği yiyeceğiz dedi abi. Her iki kafadan da bir ses çıkıyor.
Beşe kadar bir şey yemeyecekler mi?
Şimdi ıvır zıvır yiyecekler. Yani ya işte Selvi'nin girişinde var. Bir tane su içecek, bir tane kahvaltı yeter dediler. Anlatabildim mi?
Güzel bir yolunu açtılar mı acaba ya?
Açmamışlardır. Yukarıdan gideceğiz. Kızılvadi'den dolaşalım. Hem görürler Kızılvadi'yi. Olmadı. Ay ay ay. Ayna var sağda. Benim kafamda şöyle bir şey var. Dur bakalım, Zelme'den sonra onları çanağa götürebiliriz. Anlatabildim mi? Orada bir ifade alacağım ben şimdi. Anlatabildim mi? Çanaksız olmaz bu iş. Böylece Ürgüp'e gitmemiş oluruz. Uçhisar'ı akşam yapmış oluruz burada. Amca tutturdu gece dışarıda yemek yiyelim diyor.
Güzel bir menü açıldı ya.
Benim hatırladığım
Arkadan
kadarıyla
mı?
arkadan Burak.
Arkadan gideceğiz.
Evet. Sen rehberine niye güvenmiyorsun?
Tamam. Tamam. Açık çanta açtılar onu.
Arkadan değil mi? Ha?
Aynen arkadan.
Sen güzelce de bir şeyler yersin, gözleme falan olur mu? Acıkmışsındır. Sen bana küstün mü?
Yo niye küsüm ya?
Küstü. Ben seni bilirim. Balıklar küser. Ama sonra unuturlar. Değil mi?
Niye anlamadım.
Balık küser sonra unutur.
Balık ne? Ha balık vurmuş. Balık hafızası var bende. Ben unutuyorum her şeyi.
Güzel. We are now going to visit a beautiful valley filled with collapsing. It was no longer safe to live in there. For that reason, the state had confiscated the houses of the people. Up until 1957, they lived there, and the state gave them new land and they moved them out of there, and they turned that area into a museum. It's called Zelve Open Air Museum. Zelve. We're heading there, and this is Çavuşin village, where all these formations are quite intense, and right behind the village there's a small canyon where there are a lot of remains of another monastic complex with churches in them. It's all over. In every canyon there are churches and chapels, and these formations are the petrified ashes of the volcanic eruptions which took place in this land a couple of million years before our day. In the rock formation on our right side, you see the door. There's a church up there too, similar to the ones we had visited, and locals have been calling the formations you see on the right side fairy chimneys, as if they were sculptured by the fairies. But it's all the forces of nature making the formations in such impressive shapes, pinnacles with a cap-like stone on top of them. How do they get formed is the question. Just imagine there are volcanoes all around this land. We will get to see the biggest one tomorrow as we take off from Kayseri to fly to Istanbul. And these formations have been the work of ages by the forces of nature. Imagine 2 million years ago, volcanoes were throwing out lots of ash. For years, centuries, ash came out of the volcanoes, and then they settled down on the earth and created the soil you see around here. This is all accumulated volcanic ash, and it got petrified. And also, with the eruptions, came out of the magma not only ash, but lava plus chunks of hard rocks, such as basalt rocks, deeper down from the earth. The volcano just threw out chunks of basalt. And besides, when the volcanoes were just throwing out tons of ash, when the ash was settling down, there were layers of ash which got more petrified, more solidly petrified. Some got petrified, less solid, but more soft maybe. So when the rain and the wind and the snow and all those natural forces started to wash them down, the harder parts stayed sticking up like those pinnacles we had seen back there. That's how geologists explain the formations having all those bizarre and impressive shapes. Could I explain it a bit? Did it make sense? Fairy chimneys is what locals call them. So those are petrified rocks by tufa, ash and volcanic soil. And this volcanic soil is really fertile. It looks kind of yellowish and barren, but no, Now it's fertile soil, and farmers harvest crops such as potatoes, onions, pumpkins, beetroot, and also they have wine and grapes and orchards of apple trees, orchards of apricot trees are all around. There is a big river around here also. This river is called Red River. Red River is the longest river of Turkey. It runs 1,150 kilometers approximately, making a loop in the heart of modern Turkey. The river starts from northeast. It starts running first south and southwest, and then turns north again and goes northeast and reaches the Black Sea in the northeast. So Red River goes through this town. It's the town of Avanos on Red River, and from the town, from the Red River, the people of the town get clay colored, red clay, because it's red and muddy all along the river because of the mineral content in the soil. It's kind of reddish, and that's why they call this river Red River. And in the times of the Roman Empire, the river was called Halys. Halys is today's Red River, and in this town, people obtaining clay and red mud from the river banks have been producing a lot of good pottery and tiles, ceramics also. It has been the tradition in this land to produce clay ceramics, clay pottery from the clay of the river. So this is the so-called pottery makers town, Avanos. We are bu vadiden geçebiliriz.
Hayır geçemeyiz yani.
Neden?
Yok buradan ama sam bu taraftan. Oradan geçiş yok.
Kapattılar mı orayı?
Oradan geçiş yok ki.
Eskiden vardı. Buradan çıkıp üstten aşağı inerdik.
Buradan gittiniz mi oraya? Sağdan gidiyoruz ya. Kafamda ne karıştı kafam ya.